Want to see how we took this outdated kitchen and transformed it to this modern look? First, let's hear what our customers had to say, and then we'll show you the step-by-step tutorial on how to achieve this design.
Hi, I'm Marge Rubin.
And I'm Steve Rubin.
And we were driving in an industrial area close by us, and we saw Artisan design concepts. And we said, what's that? Let's go see that. We were looking for granite and other types of stone. But when we went in there, they don't use stone. They use a resin base. And I have to say, I could not be happier with this counter. They are absolutely beautiful. They're exactly what I want. They feel good. That was my first reaction. I went in and they felt good. They're not stone. It's a different feel. And very pleased. Pleased with the workmanship, pleased with the people who are here at the house, Travis and people helping him. And absolutely wonderful. It's been just an absolute delight. And Stacy, needless to say, has been more than wonderful.
When we saw the selection at Artisan Design Concepts, we were completely enthused with the idea that we could design our countertop as opposed to just having to pick out whatever stone was available. We enjoyed working very much with Stacy and Travis, the co-owners. They were delightful, on time, professional, clean. Not only do we have no complaints, we would highly recommend them. We're very pleased with the results, and we think it's just beautiful.
And I forgot to mention, when we designed this, it wasn't just Stacy designing it. It was Stacy who called me and said, I'm doing a pour today, which is their way of creating this. And she said, why don't you come by and see if there's anything you want me to fix or add or this or that, and so that you know what you have. And I was blown away by that. I just thought, she's going to do what we talked about, but she's an artist. She is an artist. So I'm so pleased, so pleased. I never thought we would have counters quite this beautiful.
See, I'm a mixologist. I'm an epoxy mixer.
We are ready to start this pour that we are going to mimic a slate design, similar to what a customer brought us in as a piece of tile. So far we've put our base on, and I'll explain that in a minute. But in this moment, we are going to put some accent colors. We're using regular stone coat countertop epoxy, and in here's our accent, okay? On this base, you can see we have mixed up using the clear epoxy. We've used anodized bronze spray paint, hammered dark bronze spray paint, and slate spray paint, all mixed together to create this warm brown tone on a black base. Now we're gonna mix up the accent colors. So we have the most is gonna be slate and dark walnut. Second, we'll have stone gray. Then we're gonna have some French beige and a hint of black Alumilite dye. And I've reserved a little clear in case I need more of anything. I'm taking the slate combo with dark walnut, and I'm doing not necessarily a striated pattern, but I'm gonna marble this in certain areas. So I'm just coming in and randomly putting it on the counter. And what I'll do is I'm gonna use my hand to push that around. I'm really not pushing hard. okay? It's just to start creating a marble. Now, I don't want this to be a striated design where it's all perfect lines. So I'll even move my hand a little bit because I don't want it to all be straight, but it's going in a general, one general angle. And I can always add more. So I start with a little, see what it looks like, add the other colors, and then go back in and add from there. Now we're ready for stone gray. We don't want a lot of this in here, so I'm gonna not put nearly as much as the other colors, but I'm also gonna add that hint of that warmth. This is to pull in a little tone that matches the tile, but also matches the backsplash that they brought in. Again, I can always add more, but I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just pushing that stone gray. It almost has a white appearance because they wanted a lightness in there, but not too much, nothing stark white for this. So I'm just doing a general marble on that. Okay, I'll continue to blend that in a minute, but I'm going to add a little of that French beige because their background of their backsplash has taupe. So we're adding a little bit of the warmth in there just to brighten it up so this counter doesn't get too dark in their kitchen. So decide where you want to put it based on where the darker colors are. And the rest is blending. And then when I come in with the black, I'm gonna only do that with my hand. I'm not gonna fling it on the counter because I want that to be very sporadic. And then I'll come back in with some of that darker walnut mixture to add back in some of the other colors. So I'm not over blending because I don't want the whole counter to have lightness, right? I'm just doing it in a couple spots. And I'm gonna come in with some dark. Okay, I'm gonna push some of this over the edges, which it will do on its own. Now for the black, just gonna take my finger like this, okay? And I'm gonna come in a couple little areas. Now because this is a dye and not a spray paint, it's gonna interact differently. It kind of stays on top a little more and creates a really cool effect. You don't over blend it when you're applying it in this way. It's really a judgment call on how much you want to add. You just kind of go with it because knowing that you can come back in a little bit, add a little more because this is going to continue to move. But I want to come back in a little with that slate color. I don't want to overdo the black. I'm going to come back in with that slate color just a little bit. Also on my finger, just to push in a couple darker tones here and there. Anything that looks man-made or a weird line, just rub it with your hand. All right, so we'll torch this and we'll move on and see how that looks in just a little bit.
We continued this process on all counters, adding more color as needed, and then we called the customer to come take a look. They came and actually wanted some extra taupe added and a little bit more movement. And because we have such a long working time, we were able to take care of that and make it exactly how they wanted. Ready for the reveal?